Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the flowers are dying. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. And if you come when all the flowers are dying, if I am dead, as dead I well may be, you come and find the place where I am lying. You'll kneel and say, Ave, there for me. And I shall hear, though soft, you tread above me, and o'er my grave will warmer, sweeter be. Then you will kneel and whisper that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to.
Such beautiful sentiment in the song of Danny Boy. And we begin our service in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. May I welcome you to Margaret's service of celebration as we give thanks for her life. My name is Father Lyndon, and it is my privilege to lead you through this service as we give thanks for Margaret's life. We're going to begin hearing about Margaret's life as Michael is going to come and bring us the first of the eulogies. Please, Michael, thank you.
Welcome everybody. Margaret was born in the Mallee town of Woomalang in Victoria on the 2nd of December 1932 Shortly after the marriage of our parents, Henry and Mabel, Margaret travelled with our parents in their journey around the train stations of Mansfield and Arcadia as her father worked in the Victorian Railways. At around the age of 8, Marg was sent to live with her grandfather Henry Christopher and her auntie Ita at Hope Street, Brunswick, to complete her education. She used to visit Jung near Horsham during the school holidays, where her parents now resided. The family all settled in my grandfather's house at 160 Hope Street, Brunswick in 1946. Margaret was aged 14 at the time. After finishing her schooling, Margaret went to work for the PMG. She went to Tasmania and Cairns with the PMG and with one of her friends. It's always seemed to be one of her fondest memories, and she spoke about Tasmania often. At the age of 23, Margaret married Roy Holmes in St Joseph's Catholic Church, West Brunswick. Roy had been in the British occupational forces in Germany after the war, and then came out to Australia. His trade was panel beating and spray painting. Margaret and Roy bought a house in Kathleen Street, Pascoe Vale, and raised 2 boys, Peter and Anthony. Margaret enjoyed going out with her friends to dances and pictures. There would be house parties at Hope Street, where everyone would contribute, or needed to contribute, to the entertainment by playing either the piano, singing, reciting, or playing some form of instrument. Now, just a little bit about Margaret. Margaret was her own person and could suffer a bit from selective hearing. Kath, my sister, would often tell her it would be a great idea to do something, to which Margaret would agree wholeheartedly, and then go out and do the opposite. She was her own person. She would make up her own mind about things. When I visited Margaret at the nursing home, the normal protocol was that she performed a full assets and liabilities statement on me. Do you own your own house yet, Michael? She was concerned about my security. Margaret was also concerned about my career. Are you teaching at Melbourne Uni, Michael? I was quite chuffed at that, as she had lifted my status by 1,000%, and I wasn't about to contradict her. When I offered to buy her something, she would say, "Will you, Michael? That's good of you, Michael," always polite. Margaret had a steel trap for a mind. Margaret had worked as a telephonist for the old PMG, now known as Australia Post. She would know virtually every telephone code in Australia. Accordingly, I felt my fraternal duty to more than occasionally test her knowledge with a rapid series of questions. But Margaret was up to the task and knew them all. My older sister Kathleen was a Florence Nightingale in Margaret's life in her later years. Kathleen was nothing short of marvellous in her servitude to Margaret's needs. These actions included regular visitations, the greatest gift, attending to all her finances, including sending gifts to her sons and grandchild Matthew on special occasions, dry cleaning of cardigans and purchasing of clothing and other artefacts, even buying the staff Christmas presents, which Kath would wrap individually. I remember looking at the floor of Margaret's room over at Embracia, covered completely with Christmas presents. Margaret didn't have a lot of money, but Kath performed the miracle of the loaves and fishes with her money. Kath had great support from her husband Michael, who often did some handyman work in her room, putting up a television and erecting shelves for photos, as well as offering, of course, emotional support. Kath and Michael's sons Ben and Greg and daughters-in-law Anne, Joe and Rachel also helped in ways. My daughter Tanya was always interested in Margaret's welfare and visited Margaret on occasions. She said, "No, I've got to do this." Alright. Okay, yeah. Kath stayed with Margaret from morning till night in those last couple of days, and although emotionally and physically exhausted, Kath refused to leave her until she was collected by the funeral parlour. Losing my sister Margaret makes me think how short life is. One day so young and vivacious, the next day getting married with children, and then before you can blink an eye in a nursing home, and now here. Not much to go. Sitting in her room with her after her death was surreal. You don't realise how easy death is. It's like a door. Margaret walks through it and she's lost to you forever. You look at her in death, hold her hand, and realise you won't see that kind expression in those big blue eyes again. In this world, anyhow. I had the privilege of being with her when she opened those big blue eyes for the last time last Wednesday. At the nursing home, Margaret was the life of the party and was known for her politeness and wit. Margaret was independent, but made the best out of her nursing home life. "Nurse, may I have a drink?" There was always the pronounced, "Thank you, nurse." She called Sue Pat. Sue was in charge of the brazier, and used to say seriously to Sue, "Thanks for letting me live today, Pat." Sue would smile and reply, "You are welcome, Margaret." She was always Pat to Margaret. Nothing could change that. It was fixated in Margaret's mind like those PMG codes. She was loved at the nursing home. It wasn't until her death I realised how Margaret had touched the staff. I didn't realise that my sister had this endearing ability to touch people. It was her sheer honesty, simplicity, politeness and respect for people. I watched on Thursday afternoon as the staff filed into her room in tears and paid their last respects. One of the staff recounted the story of Marg's lost spectacles and how they all ended up in fits of laughter, including Margaret, as the glasses were actually being worn by the staff member purposely for fun and had not been noticed by Margaret. The staff member pulled me aside in tears last Thursday and said in all her 20 years at the home, no one had ever been able to touch her, but Margaret had. And her passing had left a void in the place. I will always remember my feminine, kind and beautiful sister. Death leaves a heartache no one can heal. Love leaves a memory no one can steal. Resquiat in pace, Margaret. Rest in peace with Mum and Dad. Thank you.